We are representatives of UNISON-Japan, and today we talk about UNISON-Japan, especially our activities and the future. So we explain how to manage the UNISON, and what is the UNISON, and what is the UNISON-Japan. And we are going to the discussion how to develop the activity of UNISON in afternoon. So please understand our presentation and so useful for afternoon's discussions. So this is our outlines. We talk as these topics. So working groups activity is today's main topic. Okay, so first I talk about the UNISON-Japan profiles. UNISON-Japan, which stands for the UNISEC Student Organization Japan. UNISON-Japan established in 2003, and UNISON-Japan consists of more than 50 organizations. And UNISON-Japan has 800 members. And we provide the student with opportunity to participate in the big project and other activities related to space development. Okay, so then I introduce the concept of UNISON-Japan before talking about our activities. So UNISON-Japan has three concepts. In other words, we have three reasons why we belong to UNISON-Japan. So the first concept is education. Maybe all here students want to study space engineering and master engineering skills. UNISON-Japan makes opportunity for education. For example, setting the engineering competition and sharing technical information and the other cooperated projects and so on. If we have no engineering skill, we cannot develop any systems. So education is ordinary things, but we think this is very important for us. And next concept is development. UNISON-Japan always aims to engineering. And so we sometimes have a discussion like this conference, but not only discussion, but also actual development. So we think what we developed is important. And we are evaluated about the product of our project. And the last concept is outreach. We think our development system should be useful for many people, but it does not realized by only education and development. We think outreach is the key point of the social contributions. So all our activities are based on these three concepts. Yeah, this is social contribution. And next, I want to explain the UNISON-Japan's rule. We have only two rules. The first is the payment of annual fee. Annual fee is 3,000 yen. We manage the UNISON event using only student annual fees. It's important. But the second rule is more important. We call it in Japanese gojo no seishin. It means like give and take. If you want to get something in UNISON, you must give it something to UNISON members, to other UNISON members. So we set the student committee for all UNISON events, but all participants have to help the student committee. In addition, whoever can make the new event in UNISON. And this is the organizational chart in UNISON-Japan. As you know, UNISON-Japan is included in UNISEC-Japan. Board of directors composed of professors, but UNISON is only students. And UNISON has multiple working groups. And UNISON-Japan has a Cansat working group, satellite working group, and rocket working group. and the engineering team of each university belongs to one or two of the working group. And in addition, we also have UNISEC Alumni Association. We called UNISAS. UNISAS members support the students. Later on, I talk about the detail of UNISAS. So, okay, and since now, I talk about the activity of working group. First, I talk about the Cansat working group. This is ARIS. ARIS stands for A Rocket Launch for International Student Satellites. ARIS is the international Cansat competition in Black Rock Desert. And event hosts are UNISON-Japan and Airpac. Cansat is nanoscale satellite module and hands-on educational tool. And Cansat has some sensors, or batteries, and communication module, and sometimes it has motors. And in ARIS, the Cansat entered into the Airpac rockets and launched. And the Cansat reached at the altitude of 4 kilometers in the sky. And Cansat, and many missions carry out during descent and landing. Please show the movie. I think it's very exciting. So in ARIS, the comeback competition is so popular. In this comeback competition, Kansas aimed to fall down as the target point on the ground autonomously. And we have two strategies, and flyback and runback strategies. Flyback Kansas can move fast, but it is very difficult because of the strong wind. So recently, runback teams are increasing, and some teams accomplished to goal 0 kilometers. And this is an example of comeback competitions, Kansat. Right Kansat is the runback type, and right Kansat is a flyback type, and the left Kansat is the runback type. And anyway, center Kansat is mine. So I want to explain the academic knowledge, but I have no time. So would you check my poster? And then I want to introduce the Spindle program. Spindle program is the competition to study the system engineering and project management skills. System engineering and project management skill is very important for all space development. For example, the project management methods are pre-model, Gantt chart, and for tree analysis, and so on. So, the first of the program, we studied this method to master the system engineering and project management. So, we can challenge the advanced mission thanks to this project. So, finally, I want to talk about the long-term objective. Now, Kansas is just educational tool. But we hope that Kansas become to social contributions too. We can try the challenging mission recently. So I think Kansas can be useful for society in many situations. So next topic is satellite working group. So he will explain.
Okay, so I'd like to report of activities of Unison Satellite Working Group. Development of nanosatellite in Japan. There are about 20 member organizations of Unison who have been developing nanosatellite. And there are 37 nanosatellites which have been launched by the end of fiscal 2014. And we have been conducting information sharing of nanosatellite technology. We have two purposes. First, activation of each UNISON organization. Second, improvement of the success rate of nanosatellite launch and operation. As recent activities, we have been conducting organized information sharing events on nanosatellite technology with regularity. In these events, we discuss each other about the design of nanosatellites, case of failure, and testing method. As conducted themes, for example, radiation test, EPS design, attitude control, and ground station network. This technical information is stored in a database. Information sharing database. Technical information is stored in a database on the internet. This database is anytime viewable, but needs the password. We look this database when we have a trouble of development of nanosatellite, and then we can solve the trouble. Next, please introduce UNISON Rocket Working Group.
Okay. Rocket Working Group is increasing the organizations. We have about 10 organizations across the country. Along with it, there are some launch sites of a rocket across the country. In this page, introduce 3 locations of most popular rocket launch site. First, it is the Kada. Here is allowed launching the 400 meters. It is a low altitude, but this place have good access to the town. Next is Oshima. Oshima is a Japanese island in Tokyo. In center of the island, there is a mountain. We launch it from desert or back of this mountain. Oshima has good access from the Tokyo metropolitan area. There are approved to launch 2,000 meters high. Many universities in metropolitan are launching Oshima. Finally is Noshiro. Noshiro located in north of Japan. However, they can launch it towards the sea. Noshiro approved to launch 10 kilometers high. It is the highest for our use. In this page, we will introduce about the safety management of the Rocket Working Group. We will carry out a safety review using the criteria according to each launch site. Safety review is checked by experts such as a professor. Safety review mainly checked for structure design, separation unit, and behavior simulation. If you say, why do the safety review? There are no many wild places in Japan. Therefore, requires an understanding by local residents to launch of the rockets. So we must have safety review.
And next, I talk about the UNISEC Alumni Association. We call it UNICEF. And UNICEF is not working group, but important department in the UNISEC. So after graduation from university, we belong to UNICEF. UNICEF members support to the UNISON student in terms of engineering and management. And And so we hold the UNISON-UNISEC collaboration event. It's the annual event, and in this event, the student makes the personal connection, and the student can learn the alumni's know-hows and experience. And finally, I talk about the future perspective. In the section of the concept, I told you that we aim to the social contributions. So we should contribute to the society using our learning and experience about space development and activities. And we can develop a lot of kind of the space system, Cansat, rockets, and satellites. So I think in the next stage, we have to consider what can we do to society using our development activities. That is all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, what's the next presentation? Thank you. Next presenter is UNISON